Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. So the NFL buzz right now is swirling around an absolute game changer. Rumors that the Pittsburgh Steelers might be willing to trade their star pass rusher, TJ Watt, to the Baltimore Ravens. Now I know what you're thinking. TJ Watt, the Steelers' franchise-defining edge rusher. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of move that could shake up the entire AFC North. And honestly, it could set the stage for the Ravens to establish dominance that might last for years to come. Let's break down what's being whispered around the league. The Steelers, sitting at a respectable 10-6 record, are reportedly considering this blockbuster trade despite their solid standing. The reason? Inside sources suggest that their defensive line has become somewhat unstable, especially after the retirement rumors surrounding Cameron Hayward. The Steelers' front office is focusing on a rebuild, especially on their offensive side, prioritizing wide receivers and offensive line upgrades. But their defensive line, which has been a pillar of their success, is now facing questions. They've seen a drop in sack production, losing about 15 sacks from last season. And with the team's cap space at around $15 million, they're looking to free up some cash to focus on their youth draft and long-term rebuild. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The rumors say the Steelers could be willing to trade Watt, who's entering his prime and is arguably one of the best edge rushers in the league, in exchange for 2 first-round picks. Why would they do that? Well, the Steelers are eyeing a future where they can rebuild around younger players, especially since they're not fully sold on their current contender window, especially with quarterback issues and a focus on developing their offensive weapons. Some insiders are skeptical about their chances of competing at the highest level with a team leaning heavily on aging stars or rebuilding assets, and trading Watt could be a part of that long-term plan. From the Ravens' perspective, this is a massive opportunity. Adding Watt to their already formidable pass rush would be a game-changer. The Ravens' defense has been solid, but they've been missing that elite edge rusher, someone who can consistently pressure the quarterback and turn the tide of games. Watt, with his proven track record, is exactly that kind of player. Over his career, he's accumulated over 550 tackles and 105 sacks, making him one of the most disruptive forces in the league. His 2023 season was particularly impressive, with 85 tackles, 16 sacks, and 62 pressures, earning him a near-perfect PFF grade of 93.5. That's elite, especially considering he hasn't had any major injuries and remains at the top of his game. Imagine Watt lining up opposite Odafe Oweh or even adding to the rotation with Jason Pierre-Paul. His ability to generate pressure, averaging around 18 pressures early this season and maintaining a pressure rate of over 18%, would give the Ravens a pass rush comparable to some of the best in recent playoff history, like the 49ers of 2023. Watt's presence would not just boost the sack totals, which could jump from the current 38 to well over 55 with him on the field, but it would also elevate the entire defense. The secondary, which has already been playing well, would benefit from more hurried throws and less time for quarterbacks to pick them apart. Adding Watt could also be a strategic move to help the Ravens improve in key areas like third down defense and turnovers. His ability to generate sacks and pressures leads to hurried throws, bad decisions, and ultimately more turnovers. Plus, he's proven to be a reliable player, consistent in staying healthy and making an impact game after game. That's exactly what Baltimore needs as they look to contend deep into the postseason. And let's not forget the potential impact on the Ravens' playoff chances. With Watt, their odds of winning games increase significantly. The betting markets have already started to adjust, with Super Bowl odds shifting from around plus 1,500 to as low as plus 450 if this move materializes. Watt's presence could make the Ravens a true force in the playoffs, similar in impact to the dominant defenses of the early 2000s or the 2023 49ers, who led the league in pressure and made deep playoff runs. Now, the Steelers, on the other hand, would be taking a major risk if they decide to part ways with Watt. They would be losing their top pass rusher, which could lead to a decline in their overall defensive performance, something that might hurt their chances of competing in the near future. Their plan might be to focus on developing younger talent and rebuilding their line, especially with a focus on disrupting the quarterback and creating a new identity on defense. But losing Watt, who's just 29 and still in his prime, might set them back more than they expect. This move could have ripple effects across the AFC North. If the Ravens manage to acquire Watt, they could leapfrog their rivals, establishing a clear division lead and setting themselves up as serious contenders for the Super Bowl. The AFC is already loaded this year, but adding a player like Watt, who's a proven game changer, could tip the scales in Baltimore's favor. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's season, and given the Ravens' history of strong defense and strategic roster moves, it wouldn't be surprising to see them making a serious push for this trade. Of course, it's all speculation for now. The NFL trade deadline is always unpredictable, and many factors, salary cap implications, team chemistry, and draft capital, play a role in whether such a blockbuster deal comes to fruition. But the potential is undeniable. The Ravens have a chance to take a significant step forward, especially if they can swing this deal and add Watt to their roster. It would send a clear message to the league and to their AFC North rivals. Baltimore is here to contend, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. As we watch these developments unfold, one thing's certain: this could be one of the most exciting and impactful trades in recent NFL history. The Ravens are already building a strong case for a deep playoff run, and adding T.J. Watt could be the final piece that pushes them over the edge. It's a story that's worth following closely over the coming days, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Ravens are already a team to watch. Their defense has been good, but it's been missing that elite edge rusher who can really change the game. With Watt, they'd have that. His ability to generate sacks, pressures, and disrupt offensive schemes would transform Baltimore's pass rush from good to elite almost overnight. It's the kind of upgrade that can help them shut down the league's top offenses and dominate in the playoffs, especially in those high-pressure moments when every sack and pressure counts. And let's be honest, the Ravens have been building this team with a clear focus on winning now. Their front office has been aggressive in recent years, making smart draft picks and strategic trades. Adding Watt would be the ultimate statement move, signaling that they're all in on this season and beyond. The AFC is a gauntlet, with teams like the Chiefs, Bills, and Dolphins all vying for supremacy. But with Watt on board, Baltimore would have a serious edge, an unstoppable force coming from their defensive front that could make life miserable for even the best quarterbacks in the league. The ripple effect of such a trade would be felt all across the league. Other teams would be forced to rethink their strategies, and the entire AFC playoff picture could shift dramatically. For Ravens fans, this is the kind of move that keeps hopes high and spirits even higher. It's a reminder that in the NFL, bold moves often define the season, and if the Ravens pull this off, they'll be remembered as one of the most aggressive and innovative teams in recent history. So stay tuned, Ravens Nation. Keep your eyes on the news because this story is far from over. If the rumors are true, and all signs point to a serious possibility, this could be the move that propels Baltimore back to the top of the league. The journey to Super Bowl LVII might just take a giant step forward if they can land T.J. Watt, and honestly, as fans, that's the kind of excitement we crave, front row seats to history in the making. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news.